I'm not going to have there's not going to be a lot of video today as far as the work. The video I'm going to do today is going to be, a little rant on Buddy up north and his latest, his latest bit of knowledge that he put out this morning or whatever. Some of the stuff that he says though, man, is like, I mean, does he think that, you know, people don't know that if they make 300,000 that they have expenses coming out of that? Is he really that naive to think that a guy like me or any of these other guys that have been doing this for a long time, you really think that we've been in business this long and we don't know what it costs for us to run? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's old news, man. I mean, I moved on to something else. I've been knowing that since year 2, and I've been doing it for a long time. So you're not coming up with no aha or anything. The things that you're saying is like, really? Did you really just, I mean, these are common sense things that most people know before they ever even go in business. I mean, I'm just saying, man. And you still do not understand the work and being able to learn how to make money out here. You think that if you turn down work that's not that lucrative or whatever, while you're and not doing anything else, if you got more lucrative stuff going on, oh, okay, cool. But if you don't, and you're just sitting on the couch, then I'd rather do something that's not quite as lucrative and let me learn, especially my first year or 2. I mean, you've been out here 90 days and you're trying to give lifelong advice out here. And it's hilarious, man. I mean, hilarious. And it would really behoove you to watch your videos before you post them. And you still really do need to say, thank you, Ray, for getting me all these subscribers. You're not getting subscribers because you're a great guy and you know what you're doing. You're getting subscribers by the audacity of some of the shit you say. People are like, what the hell is this? What's this knucklehead gonna say next? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know, dude. You're the one doing it, not me. You know. But I don't know what would make you think that I can't add. What? Tell me one thing that I do that would make you think that I can't add 2 and 2. Have you seen my business, man? Have you seen any of the videos? Have you seen the equipment? Have you seen the accounts? You got to come down this. Can you do it? Yeah. Maybe I'll just remind you. I'll recite what it costs for me to run. I can recite it right off the top of my head. I don't need a spreadsheet, and I don't need a Facebook group to tell me none of that. And I damn sure don't need nobody. I don't need to pay nobody. So yeah, y'all. Pull it up right here.
Keep your job. That apparently my ideals, that me saying that not working in certain zip codes is bad advice, and and that you need to take every bit of work that you can get. That is, I'm telling you right now, that's the dumbest advice on YouTube. If you're
now, why is that the dumbest advice on YouTube? You notice that this guy is not saying anything about learning how to do some of the work and make money at it. When I first started, I was taking on all work. Now, I'm not going to take a hit, and I think I said that. He's being a little bit more dramatic than, of course, I'm not going to drive to Florida for a $20 yard, or a $60 yard or a $100 yard. It's got to make sense. I mean, he's just trying to bolster his his model when it doesn't make any sense. Because if you ain't doing nothing else, and you sitting around the house and you ain't making no money nowhere else, $70 is better than nothing. Or if it's, you're gonna charge $100. Well, if you can't find work that's $100, but you do find work that's $70. $70 is better than no work. So his concept is, if you don't have, if your work ain't paying top dollar, then you don't usually stay at home. And that's the worst advice on YouTube. So,
new starting out, and I know you're going to want to do it, but trust me. Now, if you're working a job you hate, stay at that job. Don't listen to all this bullcrap advice on you need to burn the boats, screw plan Bs, just go all in with no customers. Don't do that.
I've never told anybody to quit their job to come out here. Not ever. Just throwing that out there. So, I mean, never. Matter of fact, you want to hold your job, just like I've said in 1,000 videos, dude, that you apparently are naive to, or too ignorant to do a little bit of research before you go to trying to call somebody out. I got videos, man. So, and a lot of them. I said a whole lot of them. And the videos are all saying the same thing that you're trying to say that I'm pushing. I would never want nobody to quit their job. Are you kidding me? You don't quit your job. I didn't. I did this for 2 years when I had a job. So, yeah.
And the reason I say that is keep your bills paid with your job when you're first starting. Okay, I'm going to give you some real advice. Let me give you some real, not low IQ advice here real quick.
Now, what part of me and what part of everything that you guys see, what do I do out here that shows low IQ? That's ridiculous. Name one thing that I do out here that shows a low IQ. I'm going sentence for sentence, dude. You can't back nothing up. I mean, we can all talk, but you ain't showing nothing and you ain't doing nothing. So, what part of anything that I've showed in any of the videos shows a low IQ? I'm waiting. That's what I thought.
Your job to pay your bills, to be able to live off of. Start your lawn service. We're talking about in the very beginning here. We're not talking about, when you've got 80 accounts. We're talking about when you're just starting, nobody knows who you are. Keep your job or keep something.
And they'll never know who you are because your name's not getting out there because you're waiting to get the customers that I got. And you're not going to get the customers that I got in the beginning. Just keeping it 100. And if you think you are, you're going to see, because guys like me, I don't let the customers go. Because I know a good customer, my IQ is that high for sure. I mean, I don't know how, this guy plans on growing if you're not going to do, if you're only doing top work and you have no experience. I don't know.
Do something that will pay for your way of living until you meet or you get to the point where you're getting so many calls and leads, which probably won't happen until year 2. It's the same on the pressure washing side. Year 1, you're scrapping. Year 2 is when you start getting lead flow if you've done things right.
Okay, back into the pressure washing versus lawn maintenance. It's nothing. There's nothing like it. Most of the time, I do have a disclaimer. Most of the time, when you do pressure washing gigs or pressure washing work, you may not ever see that customer again. That's just a fact, But the lawn maintenance is relationship building. Now, I'm sure that there are people that do repetitive pressure washing, right? And I guess if you do a good job, they'll call you back. But it ain't going to be every 2 weeks or every week. It might be once every year or 2 or 3. So for a guy to say that it's the same thing, that's ridiculous. It's so far from, there's nothing, like I said the other day, nothing the same about it. I don't even see how you can say that and keep a straight face. I can't keep a straight face when he says dumb shit like that. Let's carry on.
you've built SEO, that's when leads will come in organically, plus you just keep on marketing year 2. In that year 1, do not take any little job that comes in, because you're not going to make money. I know everybody.
Stop right there. Okay, so you're not going to make money. Well, that's a broad statement. If you take any little job, you're not going to make money. Okay, there's going to be a lot of times out here that you might not make as much money on this job as you do on another job. And but if you don't ever get hit in the head, then you'll never learn nothing. You know, the notion that you can't make money on little jobs is a lie. Because if you might be doing it $20 cheaper. Is $20 really worth you sitting on the couch for a day and not learning nothing? Because I'll be out there, I'll take that little $20 hit, because the price variation ain't going to be that much. I'll take that little $20 hit just to get the customer, and especially if I get on the property and I can see all the other work that I could possibly do. Oh, and then I get their mother-in-law, their brother-in-law, their son-in-law, their daddy, their mama, their aunt, their uncle. Yeah, and that's called networking without paying for it. That's some good advice, not low IQ advice. So, and the thing is that he's not talking about is he doesn't, and it shows that he doesn't really understand everything. You have to work up to make big profit. If you went to a job right now and you went into that job with no experience, you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. And then you're going to work your way up. Are you not going to do that job, or are you not going to go punch that clock because you're at the bottom of the totem pole? You got to start somewhere. You're not going to come in there at vice president. I mean, I'm just saying, with no experience. So let's continue on. Y'all know I mean, this guy ain't got the brains to battle with somebody like me in this line of work. He doesn't have the skill power, the brain power, the IQ level, none of that. He's ignorant as hell, man. So let's keep going.
Sees this gross revenue. If you're mowing a yard, hang on just a second. I took some notes here for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad he did.
Let's see. If you're mowing a 3-acre yard for $430 every 2 weeks, that breaks down to $71 an acre. Being busy is not the same as being profitable, because you're not making that $71 an acre. You're not taking that home. Well, why is that, Jay? Because you have things called overhead and bills.
This is kindergarten.
Now, if you're like me and you go and you get a pay,
we all know that what we charge is not profit. I mean, if you don't know that, you need to go on back to school, high school, elementary school. If you're out here trying to make a living on the land, and you don't know that if I charge $100, that the $100 is not profit. If you don't know that, then you don't need to be self-employed at this time. Everybody knows that, dude. You're not. I mean, that's a wasted thought. I mean, come up with something a little better than that, man.
Payment on a mower. Mine's $217 a month. That's a fixed expense. You don't take home that $71 an acre. Okay? Am I right? You have gas to do that yard.
Okay, so let's talk about the profit margin thing for just one moment, okay? So I have 4 of these mowers, okay? Now, if and all of them are paid for but one, and I have they have been an expense the whole time that I've had them. So this is my thinking, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm sure somebody will. So the mower that I make a payment on, if I don't have to use that mower. I just like it because this is the newest mower. If I park that mower, right, and get on and use 2 of the mowers that have been paid for 3 years, right, I don't have to take the mower payment out of that. Because I took the mower payment out of it when I was making payments on it. I'm not making payments on it no more. So it's paid for. Right? 2 of them, 3 of them are paid for. So if I just use those 3 mowers, then that's one expense that I don't have to pay for. because I've already paid for that. That's what happens when you buy top equipment, because the mowers outlast your payments. So the notion that you come out here, and I don't know about anybody else, I'm just speaking for me, that I come out here and I make $1,000 and I'm only profiting $150, $200. That's ridiculous. That's bad advice. That's simply not true. And I can show you. We ain't got to have the rhetoric. I can show you. I mean, for instance, I'm on an older mower today, right? It's paid for. I was deducting the payments from that mower way back when I was making payments on it. So now that I don't make no payment on it, that's everything I make off that mower is profit, other than the fuel and the oil change. What he ain't talking about either is you got to pay for the mower, but I still have the mowers after they're paid for. I still own them, and I can sell them for $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. What about that money? See, so his intellect in this game is so kindergarten and so novice. He's not even, and it shows. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just telling you the truth. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. So the notion of a 15 or 20% profit margin is, well, I don't know that I've ever had numbers that low. I'm at 60 or 70%, and that's a fact, and I can show you. Now, and that's even with taking the little $200 out for the mower. We got brakes, we got tires on the truck, we got tires on the trailer, we got brakes on the truck, we got brakes on the trailer, we got wear on everything. Wear and everybody that's in business knows that. You're not, aha moment. I know that when I make $1,000, I know that if we gross $1,000, by the time I pay for everything, I'm at about $650. That's everything. And I don't know how I couldn't. I mean, if I'm doing $1,000 in a day, I'm gonna profit $650 every day if I do $1,000 every day, unless something breaks or the truck blows up or something, because you figure, and this is with a helper or not, you figure, okay, I got labor. So out of that 1,000, we'll say we got $175 in labor. And then we'll say we got $325 in miscellaneous, whatever you want to call it. Liability insurance, truck tires, mower payment, everything. And we're talking about just one day. So you got to break it down. If my mower payment is $200 and I make that payment once a month, what is it costing me per day to have that mower? You got to know that. And it's real simple to find out. I mean, let me look real quick. Because, I mean, you got to know that number. So we'll say $220 divided by 30. That's $7.30 a day. So every day that I have a lawnmower out here, and my payment is $220, it's costing me $7.30. That's not a lie. My IQ is way up there, dude. And for you to think that it's not, you're ignorant as hell. Because the things that you're talking about, I do that kind of thing and think like that in my sleep, dude. I don't have to be awake for that. I've been doing this shit so long. So it costs $7.30 for the mower payment per day. That's what it costs. So the first yard, you're going to take care of the mower payment and you're going to take care of most of your fuel. If you're doing 15 yards a day, I don't know how in the hell I'm going to make $1,000, and out of that $1,000, $7.30 goes to my mower, and okay, $7.30 goes to the mower. The truck payment here, my truck payment, I mean, we'll break it all the way down. This truck payment here is $530 a month, so we'll do $530 divided by 30. $17.60 per day to have this truck, and that does not count fuel. So you're at $26 a day, give or take, for the truck and the mower that you're making payments on. I said $26 a day. I know my numbers. And if I don't know them right off the top, I know how to get to them. My liability insurance, what? 70 bucks a month? So, I mean, it's so simple. I mean, this is good advice I'm giving you. 70 divided by 30, $2.30 a day for my liability insurance. So now we're at $26. Now we're at $28.50. And I've covered the mower, the truck, and my liability insurance. And we're only at $28. That thousand. So I know for a fact that if you're only keeping $150 or $200 out of $1,000, you are not doing something right. And that's not surprising coming from somebody that's filed bankruptcy. He doesn't know how to be a pimp with money and how to work to make the money work for you. He doesn't know how to do that. He thinks he does, but he doesn't. It's obvious. I'm showing you. And if you think that you're only going to make $150, $200 on every $1,000 that you make out here, that's a lie. Unless you're giving money away. If you're out here and you're in the field out here, and you're in the field, in the truck, you ought to at least be at 50 to 60, 70% profit. Some jobs a little more, some jobs a little less, but around in there. Show me I'm wrong. I mean, just show me. I'll show you. And for somebody that doesn't have any IQ, have you seen the freaking equipment I got, dude? Well, just because you got equipment right, that don't mean nothing. I don't know. Somebody's got to pay for it. How do you think I pay for it with my dumb ass IQ? I mean, I don't know. You finance up to the hill. No, I'm not. Let's continue on. Because this guy, and I've just showed you 3 things that he's talking about like it's some kind of big unveil here, when it's common freaking sense. Everybody knows you gotta pay for your vehicle. But it don't matter if you had a 9-to-5 job, you're gonna pay for the truck too. You still gotta pay for your truck. So either way, you're gonna have to pay for your truck either way, whether you're working for yourself or the 9-to-5. So just throwing that out there. Let me continue on because I mean I could do this all afternoon.
Have wear and tear on your equipment. You have weed eater twine. You have all these different
weed eater twine. $100 a season. That's what I spend on weed eater twine. I buy 3 of the big rolls. And I don't know what all the other stuff he's talking about is. I wish he would say so I could join him out. But
expenses. And nobody seems to want to talk about that. They just want to talk about the number. Like, oh, I'm getting $430 from a 3-acre yard every 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can't be referring to me because I talk about what it costs me all the time, every day. And if you want to say I don't, just look at the videos, man. Are you looking at them anyway? You watching the videos anyway. You love for a damn straight G to say something about you. You're an attention seeker that don't know shit. You know, you're getting the attention for all the wrong reasons because you're ignorant. And I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I don't even know how to be nice about it, really. Is it because it's so stupid? And what gets me is he really believes all this hype. So, yeah.
Which is trash. I underpriced this at the beginning of the season, but I did a 6-acre yard, $240 a week. Should have been higher. That was trash on my part. I'll never do it again. He already texted me and he said, hey man, do you have some availability? Last Friday I said, sorry man, but I can't no longer do that for you unless you want to pay me.
If you had 2 mowers though, right? This is my thinking, a G's thinking. If I got 2 mowers and I got 5 yards up the street from there, and I got 2 or 3 lawn mowers, well, that are paid for, then I can cut that property and make money at it. He can. Number one, he ain't a G. He doesn't know how to turn shit into sugar. I do. I could take that property on with the mowers I have right now sitting on this trailer that are paid for, and I could put a guy on that mower, pay him $20 an hour, and I went and us both do that yard in a quarter of the time that he's doing it in. I'm just saying. So I can make money at $Bob dollars per week. He can't, and he's laying his logic on people that have been doing it a long time. And people that have been doing it a long time, they're way past your thinking, Doc. I mean, your thinking is, I thought like you thinking in kindergarten, dude. You're in kindergarten, man. And you're trying to reach up to be elite, and you're still in kindergarten. You can't change that.
$600 a week and get on my schedule, and I show up every week. He was like, yeah, I'd find somebody else.
Ain't nobody gonna do it. Ain't nobody gonna pay you $600 a week.
Because I wasn't profitable. And once you break down the numbers and you break down how much it costs
$7.30 a day
to operate, which these lawn care gurus on YouTube, it doesn't click with them. You know, they're like,
how can you say that? You're ignorant. It clicks with me. It resonates with me so crystal clear that I can't say it any clearer. Your mower costs $7.30 a day, man. That's what it costs. Every day that you wake up, your mower is costing you $7.30. If your payment is $220. So is that not relevant? I don't know. I know exactly what it costs for me to run every day. Let's continue
just
on.
take anything you can get. You get a call. It doesn't matter if it's a $20 yard.
Number one, I don't do any yards for $20. Are you kidding me? I don't take a hit on nothing. I never have. So, and like I said in my video, you being a little girl about it, you can't look in the mirror, but that's okay. You being a little girl about it, talking about like I specifically said in my video that you obviously you want to take work that makes sense. That's what I said. You're obviously not going to drive to Florida for a $60 yard. I mean, you trying to put words in my mouth, and you can't because you're not intelligent enough to do that, because I know what the hell I'm doing out here. And Chad and Irv and Eddie and all of us, we know what we're doing out here, contrary to what you might think. It doesn't really matter what you think. It's what you're putting on these videos that make you look stupid as hell. Just saying. Let's continue on.
Take it. I'm trying to make this video educational for all you guys looking to start up and maybe change your mind if you're in the business. This business is no different from pressure washing. The only difference is this side of the business is more focused on time. Pressure washing is a luxury service. It doesn't take me long at all. I'm not really selling as much on the time aspect of it.
I don't understand. The pressure washing game is so strong, and so why ain't you still doing it? I mean, I don't, apparently you don't want to do the pressure washing no more, so it must not be that lucrative. Just saying. And then he's fixing to go into how pressure washing is the same as lawn care. And
selling on, I'm going to make your stuff look amazing. You know what I mean? Just because you have a fancy looking revenue number, say 250,000.
Yeah.
What is your actual profit? And say that.
Oh, I say it all the time, bro. All the time I say it. All the time. I do over $200,000 a year with ease, and I'm not stressed. And I can guarantee you that I'm at 60% profit. So you do the math. I mean, I just showed you. If you're at, like I said, if you're at 20% profit in this game, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm talking about in the lawn maintenance field.
On your YouTube videos, 250,000. Most businesses don't make this, but let's say it's 30%. You're only making 75 grand a year, which is nothing.
He's saying that most businesses don't make 30%. I've been making more than 30% the whole time I've been in business. I mean, and I can show you. I mean, it's a legit business here. I got numbers. So I even got a business license. Yeah. So 30% is ridiculous. But he's saying it like he's coming from an educated place. And he's coming from an ignorant place. Just all you guys know that.
It's nothing. You can go work at a factory anywhere in today's time with overtime and make that. And work at...
You're not going to make 75 grand at a factory unless you're working 70 hours a week. So, I'm just saying.
As much as you do mowing lawns. Let me be very clear. That is nothing. That's take home 75 grand at 30% profit margin on $250,000
Everybody does more than 30%.
Now that we're clear on that, be careful whose advice you take on YouTube. I know I just started this channel.
Whose advice you going to take on YouTube? I don't care if people take my advice or not. I'm just telling you what I do. So, everybody that's in business, the only people that are you know, pulling on his sack are people that ain't really in business. They're not in this game. Those are the people in his comments. I mean, I don't see anybody in his comments because he done blocked all the ones that are in business. He thinks that because somebody that ain't got a job, living under daddy's roof, living, you know, on daddy's money, that they're the same as somebody like me. I come from nothing, bro. Nothing. I said nothing. So 30% is ridiculous, man. That's hysterical. You'll never gonna. You ought to at least be at 50%, man.
On this lawn care business, go look at my pressure washing channel, Pressure Washing Mastery, ranking number 2 in the zip code that I started that pressure washing business. High profit, high ticket business. And if you comment,
why is he doing it?
And they won't tell you their expenses for the year, and if you go look back at their other videos, they're like, yeah, I'm making $250,000. They're not making that. Let me be very clear. That's revenue. Okay?
How does he know that?
Be very, very careful who you listen to on YouTube.
I agree. Be very, very. That's the only thing I agree with.
You know, I'm figuring this business out as I go, but it's...
That's the only thing I agree with. Be very careful who you listen to. Because this knucklehead right here, he ain't about nothing, man. I'm telling you, he's more like, he's more like a child out here in a grown man's game. He has no idea. And if you look back at my videos, if he does the YouTube video, if he runs his business and his life like he runs his YouTube channel, on his seat of his pants, not really doing any research, all my videos, I got hundreds of videos that talk about this exact thing. I've got so many videos talking about expenses and what you make and what you keep that I've had people in the comments come in and tell me quit talking about all that stuff. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. So, but he runs his YouTube channel, probably his life, and everything on the seat of his pants. Just whatever comes to his brain, pea-brain, he says, when he has really nothing to base anything on. Nothing. See, us G's out here, I got something to base it on. All the years I've been doing it. So for you to think that you coming on here and going to try to belittle guys that have been doing it a long time about their expenses and what it costs to run and all that, dude, we're way ahead of you on that, dog. We forgot about all that shit back 5 years ago. I know exactly what it cost. Yeah, I do. I know exactly how much in taxes I pay every year, too. Do you? I mean, it just...
80% the same as pressure washing, I hate to tell you. The exact same to pressure washing. They're almost sisters. This isn't some new thing. The marketing is the same. Matter of fact, the marketing that you do in pressure washing...
But see, the marketing is not the same. Because if I started a pressure washing business, right, I'm going to have to really market for one-time jobs. See, in the lawn maintenance field, if you do a good job, you're going to get a lot of word of mouth work that costs you nothing. These are just facts. Well, are you going to get that in the pressure washer game? Yeah, but a lot of people don't want to pay a $400 ticket, to pressure wash whatever, because pressure washing is a luxury, and lawn maintenance, well, they're a lot more likely to pay $70 to cut their grass. So I don't see how it's the same. The marketing is totally different. It's totally different. I've never paid to market. But if I was in a pressure washer game, I would have to pay to market probably, because I couldn't get enough customers, and my price point be at $70 or $80 on average, and to be able to get the regular repeat customers. You don't get that in pressure washing. So that is a myth buster right there for a buster. It's not the same. Quit telling yourself that. It's ridiculous. Let's carry on.
Works better on the lawn care side because it's easier to sell. Sales is the same. You sell on value. You don't sell, oh, I'm going to mow your yard every week. That's not how you do that. If somebody on YouTube is telling you their revenue number and they will not tell you their profit number,
I'll tell you that anytime.
Be very careful. Now, let's get back to the zip code thing. The yard I'm going to right now that I go to every Monday, that somehow sparked some controversy, that I don't like going to this yard, but I love the customers. I love the yard. It's easy to work with. I make it look good. It is 25 to, right now it's going to be 30 minutes because of all the traffic, out of my way from my home. Now, when I get done with this yard, I have to drive not only 25, 30 minutes back to my house, but then I have to drive another 20 minutes to my...
Okay. Pro tip here. If you're driving 30 minutes that way, the goal is to, and you're going to keep that customer, the goal is to fill in the gaps with other customers. I don't drive 30 minutes that way only to come back and go 30 minutes to the other side of my house. I don't do that. I'm going to do things around there, and then maybe the next day I'll do that. I'm not going from one extreme to the other extreme in one day, because that affects your number. That affects your time. And I'm a Mac Daddy, master of my time. You see, I make plenty of money out here, and I'm talking shit in a YouTube video, but I'm telling you some good stuff. You don't drive 30 minutes that way and do that one yard and then go back to where your home base is and then go 30 minutes on the other side of your home base to do another yard. I don't do that. I'm going to do that yard out there, and then I'm going to do 6 on the way home. And then I'm going to do 2 or 3 around the house. And then the next day, I'm going to go out to the other side of my home base and go out extremely that way. And then I'm going to do the same thing and work my way back to the home, back home. And I'm going to be hitting all the yards that are on the way back. So my marketing is going to be between where my home base is. If I'm marketing, it's going to be where my home base is, in between my home base and that 25-minute drive. Wherever that area is right there, I don't know. That's what I'm going to try to fill that in with something. If I can't do that, then I got to weigh if I even want to do that property anymore. So, yeah.
Main zip code that we're going to be moving to. Does that not... Are you guys just spending a ton of time driving hours in your truck? I mean, is that what you guys are doing?
No.
Because if that's what you guys are doing, you guys ain't making no money.
You're the one that's driving 30 minutes one way and not doing anything on the way there or on the way back. You tell me. Are you driving for hours and hours and not getting money? I'm getting paid every which way. I said every which way I'm getting paid from point A, B, C, all the way back home. Wop. That's how I do it. Now, I'm not telling you to do it like that, but he's just now double talking now. He's the one spending an hour and a half in the truck. If I'm spending an hour in the truck going, like for instance today, I went to Fayetteville. If I had 1 yard down there, I'm not going to Fayetteville. I'm not going to do that. But if I can't pay my bills, then I might have to. There was a point in time where I had 2 down there, and I was barely making money on them. I was making a little something, but not much. And now look. If I hadn't never taken on them 2, then I wouldn't have got them other 2. Then I wouldn't have got them 4. And then I wouldn't have $1,000 5-hour day. That's, and I'm showing, I'm not talking. See, he's getting me confused with some of the people in his comments. He doesn't know me and my tenacity and how passionate I am about making money out here. He has no idea. He doesn't know me. So he's the one that's y'all see.
You guys ain't making no money. How many times
plenty.
you changing oil in your truck? How much?
I changed my own oil in my truck. It costs $35. I can show you the receipts where I buy the oil in the oil filter. I got 4 gallons of oil in the building and 2 filters for this truck right here. I changed the oil myself in about 20 minutes. And it cost me about $30, $35. It costs so little that I don't even know how much it really costs, but it ain't much. And I don't have to take my truck nowhere. I don't have to wait on it. The time that you're driving somewhere, you know, have to unhook the trailer, drive somewhere, get them to put it on a lift, or get them to damn change the oil and then go through their sales pitch about all the other stuff that you possibly need. I've never done that. I've changed the oil in my truck and mowers the whole time I've been in business. What that means is I get to keep more of the money than you do if you don't do that. And that means for the elementary out here that you got to work longer. You got to work more. You got to generate more money to keep the same profit. You don't know nothing about that. So don't get me on it, y'all.
How much money you spending maintaining your equipment, your truck, your driving, your tires, your
every year, I spend on tires. It ain't even every year, probably about every 18 months. I spend about $1,200 on tires. So we'll say $1,200 a year on we'll say $2,000 a year. We'll say $2,000 a year on tires for my truck and trailer. Trailers, I should say. Do I need to break that down too? I can break that down just as fast as I did earlier. So, you know, we'll say $2,000, and let's divide that by what, 365. Well, yeah, every day. So it's costing me $5.47 per day if I'm spending $2,000 a year on tires. The calculator does not lie. Y'all saw how easy that was for me to figure that out, right? I mean, and the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that guys that have been in business for a minute, they know that all this stuff they can do just like I can, but they know, because you know why they know? Because they've had to pay. And they know what it takes.
How much time are you spending and money are you spending driving everywhere? In Kentucky.
How much money am I spending driving everywhere? Well, as much as anybody else probably, but all that is taken into consideration when I do the expenses. And if you want to break it down, it probably costs me $400 a day. Yeah, that's about right. It probably costs me about probably $300 to $400 per day to run, give or take. Now, but that's to do full routes. That's off of maybe $1,000 in revenue. So you do the math. I mean, tell me how I'm wrong. I'm all ears. Tell me how I'm wrong.
Area specific, remember? Area specific. In
Area
Kentucky,
specific.
I'm sure you see it over here.
I live in a rural area too.
Everywhere. Look at that. Fenced in pasture. Let's move on to the taking any yard you can get. Again, I touched on the profitability. Do not go out here and get every little bitty thing you can get. Now, if you don't have a job, if you don't have another business making you money, if you don't have any other income and you just have a push mower and a weed whacker and a handheld blower, take whatever little penny you can get. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, you're not making no money, and you're going to figure that out, and you're more than likely...
You're not making no money. Okay? The rule of thumb to me out here is if you're not making as much money as you think you should, then you need to learn. So either I'm making good money or I'm learning what not to do. Right? Or I'm learning how to do something that I'm not making that much money on. I'm learning how to do it better, faster, and more efficient. He doesn't talk about none of that. Because he's not a hustler. He doesn't know how to turn shit into sugar. So.
Going to quit. Don't listen to all these guys that think that they're doing something and they think because they've struggled for years and they've been doing this for...
I've never struggled I've never struggled for nothing. The only struggle out here is the heat and knuckleheads on YouTube thinking they know everything when they've been in business a hot 6 weeks. The only thing out here is the heat. I got this shit down to a science, dude. I mean, I do. Come up in the truck with me and I'll show you. I can show you. Just saying. Yeah, you can think I'm an old timer and all that, but hop in the truck with me and you'll see a straight G in action. Because you need some show me lessons. That's what you need.
Years that they know anything, if when they go, for a guy making $250,000 a year, I must be doing something right.
I must be.
Well, if you're doing $250,000 a year, that means you're bringing in $1 million revenue.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
if you're grossing $250,000 a year, that's what that means. That means you're grossing $250,000 a year. Solo. Or damn near solo. That's important. That's an important thing. Because I guarantee you, he ain't going to be anywhere. He's not even going to be anywhere close to 100,000 in a year. I said gross. It's called gross in case you didn't know. Yeah, I'll gross 250, sometimes even more than that. I have more than that. But what you're not understanding is my expenses are low when you look at the equipment that I own. I said own. Did I tell you that I own the equipment? Most of it. And the one I don't own is costing me $730 a day. I'm just saying. So.
Whoa, Jay. Whoa. We going too far now. Whoa, now. We don't like talking about profit margin over here.
I talk about profit margin all the time. What are you talking about?
Whoa. Slow down. Whoa. You're going to scare them off. You're going to scare off my viewers. Whoa, now. Most big businesses don't make 15% profit margin.
They're big businesses. They have thousands of employees. They're not going to, and they're doing billions. I said billions in revenue. So if they're doing a 500 billion and they're making 15% profit, 5% profit, that's a huge amount of money. But if you're in the truck out here, then I ain't gonna, I'll tell you right now, at 55 years old, I'm not gonna work for 15% profit. I'm not gonna do it. Because I know that I can get much more than that. And it ain't about the work that I'm doing. It's about the money that I'm not spending on dumb shit on the other end. I.e. coaching calls, i.e. hard marketing shit, i.e. dumb stuff that I see. So if you have outlandish expenses and you spend your money on what you perceive to be the normal thing, marketing and coaching calls, just to name a few, I'm not doing none of that. So whatever you're giving the coaching call and whatever you're paying the marketing, I'm not doing that. And so I get to keep more of the money than you. And that's how my margins, that's why my margins are so up. Oh, did I mention that I can fix anything? I said anything. I can fix anything. That helps my margins too. Oh, you ain't talked about downtime about taking your truck to the shop to change the oil. You ain't talked about downtime about taking your mower. Well, I don't have none of that. I said none. I built a building. So I do all that in my own building. So on my low IQ. And if my low IQ can do all that, so can any of you young guys.
Walmart here. We're talking about big brands. Now, service-based business can be very profitable. You can
Walmart.
hit a 30% profit margin. However, I find it hard to believe that a guy that sounds like he's living off a disability check is bringing in $1 million revenue.
I ain't never had a disability check, not ever. And it's digs like that why people don't like him, because he's not embracing knowledge. He's not embracing game, and you don't have to do anything anybody says, but you don't have to be a disrespectful punk kid either. Just calling it like I see it, and ain't nobody give a damn if he gets mad. I don't care about none of that shit. So I ain't never been on disability or any food stamps, anything like that. But, and I'm showing, I am, it's funny. He has a hard time dealing with a guy like me because I'm showing. See, same way with his girlfriend Dirty. They got all that. They have a hard time dealing with me because I show everything. How can you and have a history of showing everything? So how can you dispute it when I'm showing it? It makes you look stupid. So let's continue on. We're almost done.
And boasting about $250,000 a year. Now,
I've never said that my profit is $250,000 a year. It's never been that. I have grossed that much. It's called gross. And that's what I've grossed. But if I grossed that, I probably netted 160. Yeah. So it's a far cry from, and keep in mind, I'm working less than 30 hours a week out here. I'm G'ing out here. I put more effort in this little video than I did making $1,000 earlier, because it's nothing for me. Because I know what I'm doing. I got the right clientele and I got the equipment. So, and see how he continues on with something that nobody ever said, because he's believing his own hype. That's what he does. Oh, did y'all notice he turned the comments off on this video too? Because see, he don't want to hear nothing. And I'm blocked from his channel, so it ain't like he's hearing from me. He don't want to hear from anybody that's what do you call it? That's in his tribe. So let's continue on.
Even at that, this is going to be its own video. I just want to leave you with this final message.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this stupid YouTube
Not
thing.
long.
I'm going to be honest with
Not
you.
long.
These guys just live around, and their life is centered around.
It's stupid to you because everybody's called you out. That's why it's stupid to you. Because you don't like what you're hearing. That's why it's stupid to you. Or if you can't handle YouTube, you think you're going to be able to handle being in business out here and make a profit? Are you kidding me? You underestimate the tenacity of everybody but your own self. And I'm here to tell you, it's easy out here. It's easy for me. And it's easy to do a video here calling you out on dumb shit that you're saying. And I'm showing you. I mean,
lawn care, and it pisses me off. But anyway, be very careful who you listen to, because I'm going to tell you something else. The guys that are doing 2 million plus million, 2 million, most of them are not making YouTube videos.
Like I had to go to school to figure that one out. Most of the big lawn maintenance and landscapers don't do YouTube. That's common knowledge. You haven't exposed anything. You haven't given us a tidbit secret here. It's ridiculous, man. You hear yourself? Do you ever, I got to ask him straight up, do you watch your videos before you post them? Because I got a feeling that you don't. And if you did, you would probably not post as much because you say some real stupid shit. Let's continue.
Why is that? Because they don't have time. It's not worth it. And if you do find one that's doing over $1 million a year, more than likely they're out of the operations part of the business and they have time. If you want to look at somebody, I believe Wayne at Profits Unlimited is doing.
And if they're doing $1 million a year and they're in the office, their expenses just went up. If they're doing $1 million a year, their expenses are up there, especially if they're not in the field at all. Oh, they got to have general manager. They got to have this. They got to have that. And then they got to have the slew of employees to do that. Are you really? If you're in $1 million business, and when it's all said and done, is your profit check much more than mine? I mean, you got to ask yourself that. Is it? Because if you're at 6% profit on $1 million, it's probably not. And if you are at a grossing $1 million business and grossing $1 million, then you got a lot of expenses that I don't have, that the little guy don't have. But it doesn't matter about what $1 million company's doing. We're talking about this. We're talking about my little business and this guy's little knowledge. We're not. He can't compare himself to Apple and Walmart, and it makes sense. Like he would know anyway. I mean, come on. So
over $1 million a year, and now he has time to do his own radio show. He has time to, shout out to him. Has time to sit back after 46 years and let the business run itself while he can sell spreadsheets, courses, whatever he wants to do. Most of these guys that can't put two and two together won't listen this far and won't.
I'm listening, and I can add two and two real good, dog. Real good. I hear you. I feel you, dog. And it's feeling like a lame. That's what it's feeling like. It's feeling like someone that's not very sincere. It's feeling like someone that is not really in it to win it. I'm showing you.
They'll just run to their cameras. The reason I made this channel was for the guy. There is a guy that comes to my mind whenever I make these videos, and he's tried multiple things. He wants to do this, wants to make a video game, wants to do stuff with AI, wants to try to make money doing this, that, and the other. Hates his factory job. I'm making this for that guy. That's my avatar that I imagine. Guys that hate their job, want to get out of it. They want a way to go in and make money. And if you look at my numbers video where I break down my very first month, we scraped 5K, and I brought home about $2,400 of that. That's a 50% margin. So you can be very profitable, especially in the beginning. And that, to me, that's a little bit low. Things right. And you don't just take every little Tom, Dick, and Harry that calls your phone.
In the beginning, you need to learn how to make money at everything. Because contrary to what you might think, you might not know how to make top dollar yet. And you got to use all the contacts that are calling you to network. Some customers pay me more than other customers. I make up for. I help the little old lady that ain't got no money. I help her do her yard for where I'm making very little profit, but I make up for it on the $1 million properties that I do. And and somehow, some way, I have made it all this time, and never got a check from the government yet. Never filed bankruptcy yet. Never done anything that undermines what I'm all about. Always moving that way. And you can think that my IQ is low and I can't add two and two. Well, you're showing your own ignorance if you really think that. What you should be doing is embracing a G's mentality so you can learn how to do this stuff and I ain't saying that me, I wouldn't want you to listen. You could never be a me. There's no way. You're not built like that. You're not built to be me. So I wouldn't want you But I don't want you telling all these young men and women out here, because you're of a younger generation, that this is what you got to do to be successful. When you have no idea what it takes to be successful in this game. And apparently in the pressure washing game either, because if it was so successful, you'd still be doing it. Wouldn't you? Why not? Oh, I know. You got somebody that you pay $3,000 a week or whatever. I know. You can be whatever you want to. Why don't you bring him on your channel? Let's talk to him. Yeah, I bet he will. I bet he won't. I bet he won't. I guarantee that pressure washer business ain't running every day. I guarantee it. Show us. You want to talk all that smack? I'm showing you. Do me like I do you. I'm showing you everything. You ain't showing nobody nothing. You just talking about what coulda, woulda. That's all you doing. I'm living it, man. And showing you. And talking shit, too, the whole time. And I hope you get mad. Nobody cares. Again, the world don't care if you get mad. Anyway, I can't do no more. I can't do no more, y'all. And I'm not going to edit this or not. I'm throwing it up. And we're going to see what happens. Y'all know what it is. This is Low IQ Ray. I kick it.